Hi everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope that you and your family are doing well and that you're taking the necessary precautions by staying at home with this whole COVID-19 outbreak, and that you're listening to the confinement given by our government. So it's much more safer to stay home than being outside, because you do know what happens when you do get the virus, and it's not a pleasant thing. So do your part and be responsible. Think about others and not only about yourself. I'd also like to take the time and thanking everyone that viewed my introduction video, that gave it a thumbs up, and also that shared it. But mostly to thank those that subscribed to my channel. And then I hope that you guys can stick around with me during this whole life experience journey. And for those that didn't get the chance to subscribe, you can now, or I'll just remind you at the end of this video to do it. So no further ado, let's start this video with the intro. So see you in a bit. Welcome back. So today I wanted to talk to you about bullying, which I said before that I know all about. And where to even start with this is, I think I'll start at home with most where most stuff actually do tend to happen. So yeah, I used to be bullied by my sister a lot, and I hated it, and then her. But in some type of way, I always thought that probably I did deserve it. Why? Because I would always try to be close to her, but never really knew how to do it. You don't have a manual in life to know, how to be a good sister and stuff like that. So I would always try to be close to her, but each time I tried, it would like piss her off even more and make her like want to like push me around and bully me and stuff like that. But I was just a little girl trying to be like her big sis and try to get close to her, know her better, know certain things about life and stuff like that. Since she's older than me, it's only logic that I go to her for guidance. But yeah, it never seemed to work out, and I started thinking that probably this is just the way siblings behave with each other. And little by little, I started just feeling worthless and useless and stuff like that. I started to doubt myself, thinking that I wasn't good enough to be around her, good enough to even be in anyone's life. Because if my own sister couldn't accept me for who I am, then why should I even bother, trying to get accepted by everyone outside? And so she would like do the basic, beat me up, and then have someone else beat me up, someone that I care a lot about. And although that person didn't know the consequences of their action, later down in life they got to know how tormented I was and how mentally damaged I got. And yeah, so they did apologize eventually for it. But I mean, you can't erase the wrong that happened, you can't erase the past, but you can heal from it and move forward. And that process is a long and painful process, because you have to relive back everything by hearing what they've done and hear them apologizing, and then you're thinking like, why now? Why do you want to do it now? you know so yeah, probably karma get to them, I don't know. But yeah, so bullying wasn't all fun and games. It really messed me up, made me feel insecure in my skin, made me had a lot of doubts. I questioned myself many times in life. I was, you do the type of questions like, why, what did I do to deserve it? how can I do to make it better, what changes I need to do in my life so that someone can accept me, so that they would stop bullying me. But at the end of the day, know that it's not you the problem, it's most likely them. And no matter how much you try to adapt yourself, try to look like someone else and stuff, they'll still pick on you no matter what. And people have hard time accepting someone else that's different. And I remember that not only would she bully me at home, but she would also bully me outside, so in school or in other public places. And it's even more degrading because other people would see you get bullied, some would intervene, some wouldn't. And it will also give other opportunities for other people to take advantage of your weakness and bully you as well. So in primary, it wasn't that bad, although they had few episodes that she would bully me there in school, and take my lunch money to give to her friends so that they can have fries and stuff like that. And I would sometimes end up not eating. And when she left to go to the bigger school, I was happy. I was so happy because I had like 2 years where I could actually like goof around and not worried, of her being around to harass or bully me or what's not. But I always thought she was a cool type of person, although, and I always wanted to be around her, but she didn't want that, and she made it clear that she didn't want me around. And then they had the other phase was in high school where she wanted the house keys, mine, because we had our own, and I refused, and that created a scene, and I felt so humiliated. And I decided, I'll just give her the keys and take whatever whooping I have to at home afterwards. And so back in college, when I thought that at least there I will be a little safer and I'll be able to be accepted by other people for how I am and stuff like that. It didn't turn out to how I thought, because they don't really tell you that you'll meet mean people, that mean people do exist, although you see it on television. And you do have those few cousins that would be kind of like mean, but those are your cousins, so you don't really think much of it. And you go to school, and there you encounter other people, other kids. And I remember at the time when we first started, we didn't have any uniform, so you can basically dress to how you want. And I thought that I was fashionable, to my liking at least, but I didn't know I was going to be targeted. And of course, people make fun at you, mock you for your hair, your clothing style, or just the way you are. And then again, you ask there and then, why? Why me? I'm a nice person. I try to help, with homeworks or anything. You're happy, you spread joy and stuff, but it didn't stop from being bullied. And at that point, I started, excuse me, I started to be paranoid, in the sense that I would always watch to see who's watching me or who's making fun at me. And if I see someone watching me in a way, I'll think that that person wants to do me wrong and stuff like that. And I had friends though to help me out, and I had at least good moments in high school. But you won't always have your friends around you to have your back or anything like that. And I know I have my own character and my ways that won't please other people, of course. But nevertheless, it doesn't give you the right to bully someone. And at that point, I felt so trapped in my skin and myself. Trapped in the sense that I couldn't be who I wanted to be at home, and even at school I couldn't be who I wanted to really be. And I would just give myself to a certain extent, but not too much. I was frightened to say something or try to joke around or anything like that. I couldn't really fully come out. And so reaching to a certain stage, I realized certain things about the people that was bullying me. And when I realized that, I tried to make peace with it, although I didn't really heal from being bullied, but I just tried to cope with it and make peace with it, because um, I realized that they're themselves were being bullied by someone else, and instead of using what they've been through and just be kind to other people, instead they were just projecting it onto someone else. So they saw someone weaker than them, or just someone being not necessarily naive, but just being them and stuff, and just started implanting stuff in that person's head and mess around with it. And then of course, when you develop a certain insecurity in your head, then of course other things, so it just makes it even easier to target you. And so when I saw that, I felt bad for the person. And instead of instead of using it against them and then start pointing out their defaults and stuff, I said, I'll just be nicer to the person, at least show them that, no matter what, I'll still try to remain the same happy and bubbly type of person, and be kind, at least to show them that there's still people that are nice out there. And then one day or another, they'll eventually stop the bullying and what's not. And so they had a period in my life that I remembered actually picking on someone, and that situation came when I actually started speaking out and starting to be bold and answering back to people and stuff like that. And I like somewhat didn't really care. And they had this girl I used to pick on because she was like, I could say almost everything I wanted to be for myself. You know, be bold, um, dress. Not necessarily to impress, but dress to how she wanted to dress and don't really care what people had to say. And it would always be the type of person that you can approach and talk to, and wouldn't brush you off or anything like that. And so she would come because we know each other, we had mutual friends and stuff like that, and I would always have something to tell her. And then one day she came, and she wasn't smiling or anything like that. She seemed so depressed, and she just came and say, okay, well, I'm ready now, what do you have to say about me and stuff like that. So I told her, nah, I'll give you a pass for today, like, go ahead. But as she left, I realized that I became the type of person I always hated. Instead of um, using what I had gained for good, I decided to use it for bad. And I became a bully, sadly. And the whole day I was thinking about it, and till to the night, and I slept on it. And I said, you know what, you need to get better than that. You're way better than that. You know right to wrong, and what you did was wrong. So the next day when she came, she had that same face again. And then, I told her good morning and what's not in the most joyful way I could. And, apologize and then change attitude from there. And then, from there on, I just became back the person I used to be, that happy type of person, always talking positive and stuff like that. Although I was still suffering with suicidal thoughts and stuff like that. But I kept it for myself. No one actually knew what was going on in my head. I hid it really well. And the only time I would actually like cry or whatever was be in my room when I know no one was gonna watch or see me or anything like that. And so yeah, and then from that I move on in life and never really try to bully anyone else. Instead, maybe attack the bullies. I used to bully other people, maybe just they. But bullying do have a lot of impact on people in the sense that they already living awful stuff, meaning they could either, like me, have a family member bully them, or dealing with depression or psychological problems and stuff like that. And then it's already hard for them to be in a crowd or speak to people, because you have people that are shy. And if you're the type of person that mix well with others and influence other people and stuff like that, and then use that against that person, and what you're only doing is tormenting them even more, and you're making them go into a shell. They're already in it, but you're making them go further more inside and refuse to even show any signs of anything. And you can drive them to do, like, you know drive them to do drug addiction, alcohol addiction, and even further and worse, to take their own lives. So, you know, you should think about what you do before doing it. Instead of doing wrong to someone, try to do good instead. Be kind, and make a difference in that person's life instead of just reinforcing their pain and sufferings. Because you might be just the last person to encounter them, to confirm or to validate what they're already thinking on doing to themselves. And yeah, so actually, before doing this whole video, I looked up on YouTube about bullying and stuff like that, and then I saw a video where bullies was coming out and saying why they bully people and stuff like that. And they had a point. I just wanted to take the video off because it was pissing me the hell off, and it was really getting to me. And in the sense that it made me remember a lot of what people used to say about me, or what I've heard them said about me. And I said, you know what, you're gonna do a video, so stick to it, watch it out, hear it all out. And yeah, and I waited like more like 10 more minutes, and I couldn't. And just when I was about to turn it off, the sentence came: I bullied you not because of who you are, because who I wanted to be. And it only confirms what I just said about me becoming a bully, is because I saw someone else that I wanted to become, or someone who had more confidence in themselves to be themselves, and I envied that. I was quite jealous of it. And because I had the power of speaking over that person, that I used it. And this is why certain people bully other people, because of their own insecurities, and that they're not able to express themselves, or they have their own doubts and problems, or because they themselves is being bullied by someone else. But they do have people that are just naturally mean, but those are different type of people that need to go see a psychologist or something like that, to deal with their issues. But still, there's a reason why they're like that. And yeah, so recently I found out that my sister as well has been bullied when she was younger. And when I read it, I have feel so bad for her. And I actually broke down in somewhat of a tear just speaking about it. Makes me want to even start. But yeah, and if only I had knew at the time what she was going through, I would have probably just held her, or tell her, you're gonna be okay, I'm here for you, what's not. But since we didn't have that type of relationship, and she herself was stuck in her shell and wouldn't speak about those stuff, I wouldn't know. But it only comes to say that, at least she, I like thought that if she been bullied herself, then she should know how it feels like, and she shouldn't have done it to me. But it happened to her and then she did it back. So I guess it was just a vicious cycle of life. But yeah, at the end of the day, I don't really fully regret whatever happened in the past. It happened, it happened. I moved on from it. I was able to help other people with my experience with bullying. And yeah, I just try to cope with it. And then I asked her when not too long ago when we got back in touch why she did what she did, and she told me that I was mothering her too much. I telling her not to do this, not to do that, which is quite true. I did used to do that a lot to her, but as I told her, I just wanted to protect her because I saw certain things, and I would hear certain things about her, and it was just to protect her, protect her image and try to make her be a better person. But she didn't see it that way, and for that I am sorry, and I did tell it to her. And as much as I did hate her for what she did, and for all the horrible things that she did and stuff like that, I still love her. I don't tell it to her, but I do. I love you, sis. So if you're watching this, know that I love you, and I'll try to tell it to you more often. But yeah, so I felt sorry that that happened to her in her life, and I didn't know about it to even help her out. So yeah, and so yeah, ends the video was to talk about my experience and to let you guys know that although you can see someone happy and smiling every day, they're suffering inside of them and you don't necessarily see it outside. And before you think about doing something to that person or try to break whatever little happiness they have, rethink it back. And I had just a message for the bullies out there. You know, take this time of quarantine to reflect on your life and reflect where you see yourself going it on, and that no karma do exist. And just change your attitude towards what you were doing to someone that you bullied, and know before you they already are experiencing pain and sufferance, depression or what's not, or problems at home and things like that, and you're probably the last drop of water in their cup that would drive them to do horrible things to themselves. And so yeah, just reflect on that and try to change your attitude once you're out of this confinement and you go back into society. And for my bully victim, know that you're not alone. There are other people that are in the same shoes as you. But if you're still here and still managing, that know that you're strong enough to battle this and strong enough to heal yourself. And that know that there's people that is willing to help you, but you need to do the first step and speaking up. And know also that you are important, loved, special, beautiful, and handsome, depends on your gender. And although you don't see it now, but your life will have a purpose later on. And you'll encounter someone that's gonna go that's probably gonna be in a struggle or a difficulty, and you'll be able to help them out and talk to them about your experience that you had, how you overcome it, how you heal from it, and that it didn't turn you to a bad person or weak or anything like that. For sure, you won't be a weak person because you managed so far to stay. And yeah, so one day you'll see the purpose of your life. So don't take it away now. Just hang on a bit. This whole thing will seem like a rough roller coaster ride, but at the end, you'll see when you look back on everything you've overcome so far, and you can overcome anything else after that. So just stick around. You'll be surprised to see how your life will turn around. And yeah, so that's it for me and what I have to say today. And yeah, so don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, share, and if you have a comment about your experience being bullied, feel free to comment down below. If you were a bully or are a bully, um, you can comment also your input about it and stuff like that. Don't worry, we won't judge. We'll just probably try to help you to not be a bully anymore. And if you have a video that you like to see, if you have a topic, oof, I'm losing my words. If you have a topic that you like to see to turn into a video, please free to comment down below as well. And for those that didn't subscribe as yet, this will be your chance once again to subscribe to the channel. And I wish you guys an excellent evening or day or whatever time it is, but I wish you an excellent day at least. And yeah, so I'll catch you on another video. Until then, be safe, be blessed, and be careful with this whole coronavirus. You don't want to catch it. I'm sure of that because I don't want to either. It's not fun. Memo. Anyhow, lots of love and see you on my next video.